Hello everyone, I'm Linkmaster13, and welcome to a brand new Skyrim series. This is the Master of Mods, where I'll be attempting to 100% complete a mod list that I've created about a year ago now. And yeah, so we'll be completing everything in the base game as well as all of these mods. So this series is essentially going to be for everyone, whether you know absolutely nothing about Skyrim or you know everything about it. Like, the game came out 13 years ago to the day that this video is going to be released. And many of the fans, have been fans since day one, so they can quote the entire main storyline, the whole intro sequence, everything. So all of these mods will add kind of a novel experience. So it'll be like if you were playing Skyrim for the first time. There's so many quest mods out there that add full DLC-sized experiences, and through playing through some of these, I haven't played through nearly all of them yet, but through playing through some of them, yeah, those new experiences are just so exciting. So I'm glad to be able to share these with you. Before we get started, big shout out to Voices from the Dark. He's another YouTuber who has released his Savior of Skyrim series, where he is 100% completing the vanilla game. I've been a fan of his series for a couple of years now, and he's just incredible. I reached out to him and he greenlit this project. I'm going to be using a modified version of the spreadsheet that he uses to keep track of all his completion goals. Which is available in the description, by the way, so feel free to follow along. Or if you're crazy enough to attempt something similar, yeah, you can do so there. Which leads me into my next point. I'm not going to be announcing all of the mods right this second. I prefer to maintain that sort of novel excitement, new experience. I'm going to be announcing them as they become relevant. So when we meet a new NPC, I'll try to mention what quest mod they're from or something along those lines. When we encounter a random new mechanic, we'll talk about it then. But that being said, there will be a full mod list video released before episode 2, so make sure you subscribe and get notified so you can keep track of it there if you prefer. Or if you want to be surprised along the way, then just keep watching the series as normal. So you see right off the bat, things are different. I've changed the UI quite a bit. I'm using Sky UI, which is a pretty standard Skyrim mod. Almost every single mod list includes it because it's just a way better way of doing the menus than the original game. I have different skins for it. I believe it's Dear Diary, which adds kind of a paper faded map-like texture to everything. And I've also revamped the loading screens, and as you can see, the main menu here as well. So with that, we will get started. We'll embark on a new journey. Things are going to be quite different right off the bat. So if it will load, there we go. First thing, death counter. We will be counting our deaths. I expect there to be a lot. This is going to be a very long series, so we'll say 10,000 deaths. That's going to be our goal. Feel free to at me in 7 years or whenever this is done, if we actually completed it with that many deaths or not. Also, something that's different. We are not in Helgen. We're not on a cart. We're jumped right into a very blurry character creator. This is race menu. It has a plethora of other options for pretty much everything you could imagine, including mods that we are not even using. But yeah, it allows for a very detailed character creation. I'm going to do that a little bit here. But we've already encountered our first bug. It's a little blurry, so we are going to do this instead. Is this who I want to be? I'm just going to say yes for now. We will maintain the name Prisoner, and then I'm going to fix it by doing this. I am going to say show race menu. That's not how you spell that. Show race menu in the console, and that'll bring it back up. Clear as day. So, the character I'm going to create here, the biggest decision, of course, is going to be race. Akaviri, what is this? Is not something I want to do. We'll just say fire, but that already the mods are surprising even me. So we clearly have a couple new races. There's no description for this one. You have your standard ones here. I assume, yeah, this is from... So one of the mods is Akavir, Curse of Foe, which allows you to go to Akavir. And I believe that these are races from that mod. That is wild. But we're not going to go with any of those. We're going to keep it simple. We are going to be a Breton. Not that Breton, though. That guy looks crazy. Yeah, out of all the basic ones you click through here, like, yeah, you know, well, I mean, so, like, you got normal-ish human, normal-ish human, normal-ish human, creepy, homeless-looking dude. Like, that's just ridiculous. So, we're going to be a Breton. Rather than go through all of the character creation, I'm going to cut here. We're going to make our character, and then we'll be back. All right, we are back, and let's take a look at our hero. Isn't he great? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, man, this race menu mod is fantastic. Anyway, so we've created a relatively normal-looking Breton here. This will be our main character throughout our series. Yeah, race menu is fantastic. You can change all sorts of things. This is, for example, how they would look like. There's all sorts of like voice line type things. These sliders remind me of Team Fortress 2 like animations back in the day. Classic. But yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff. You know, hand paint. You can, I don't even know, like different. If you have different races, different body types, there's all sorts of things in here. Things that we do not have mods for are also in here. Yeah, so many things. Anyway, now that we've got race menu done, we can be done, and hopefully this gives us the option to name our character. Yes, it will. All right, so our name is going to be related to one of our goals. One of the goals, and probably the most difficult one, will be to collect all items in the game, including all the modded items. So our character here is going to be Maximus Collectus. And for all of you real big lore heads out there, you might be like, oh, that's an imperial name, you're a Breton. You can have whatever kind of backstory you want. He studied in the imperial city. I don't know. It's just a cool name. And I didn't mention it before, but we are going to be a Breton because I like playing as Bretons, but also magic is going to be a big focus for this playthrough because as we're out in the world in general, it doesn't really matter what level we are, things are going to be very difficult, and magic is going to be one of the ways that we can best combat that. I've done my best to make it pretty balanced as far as this whole series goes, but magic is going to be something we'll be using a decent amount of, so Breton, fairly solid choice there, fairly solid all around. As you can see, alright, our death count was reset. We have a lot of notifications popping up on the top left-hand side there, including here in the middle too. This is some options for a mod that I'm just going to click through really quick. I am not a fan of mods that just throw pop-ups at you instead of options and menus and things like that. So this is a mod called Constructible Shacks, which allows you to build things out in the world, which is pretty nice. But I would prefer if the mod creator didn't do it like this. Alright, anyway, you can see the notifications coming up in the top left. These are letting us know that all of our mods are initializing. They actually initialize at a speed faster than the notifications pop up there. That's kind of like a fixed, one every 2 seconds or something. So we will just wait until all the notifications come in, and then we'll be good to go. I'm going to fast forward this, though, because it's going to take a couple minutes. Alright, as you can see, that should be the last notification I'm expecting. Now, one more administrative thing we have to take care of. If you know about mods for Skyrim, you'll know that you have this thing here called the Mod Configuration Menu, or MCM for short. And look at all of the MCMs that we have, and then we have to deal with and configure, because all of these menus, most of them have their own sub-menus here, but yeah, all of these are most of these are anyway, save dependent as well. So we're going to have to go through and set all these up, is what I would say if this mod didn't exist. Fantastic mod, MCM Recorder. it allows you to go through and record all your settings and then play it back. So we will do this, close the MCM. We have this recording, which I've made in advance. All we have to do is click run, and you're going to see all sorts of UI elements flying around the screen, notifications popping up. But this will set all of our settings to what I've pre-arranged. So I'll speed this up again because it's going to take another few minutes. All right, so that recording has finished playing and our MCMs are all set up. Now, those notifications are still coming in at the top left, but we know that they're finished. Actually, they're almost done anyway. We'll just leave them. But if you want to see all of my MCM settings, let me know in the comments, and if there's enough demand, then I'll make its own video, because it really warrants it being its own video with all of those different options that are available. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that, and I can make that happen. All right, now, gameplay. That's what we're all here for. So, if you notice, and I also said earlier, we're not in Helgen. We are trapped in this cell with some prisoner's clothes on, or just ragged robes, I guess. And there's this statue. This is the alternate start live another life mod, which allows us to begin outside of Helgen, or essentially wherever we want, with various different options. So we'll go ahead and activate this statue here.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
Where shall my new life begin? So, there's a lot of options here. Yeah, we can choose anything from getting on a ship, already owning property, being in a guild already. We can do the vanilla start if we want. We can start here and just go out the door. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things, including some things from other mods, which is pretty cool to see. But we instead are going to go with my personal favorite one, which is I was attacked and left for dead. This will drop us in a semi-random spot out in the world with minimal supplies, where we will have to make our way to the nearest town, get some supplies, and then survive from there. And with the namesake of this episode being Legendary Survival, that's going to be the most challenging part of this specific start, the fact that we're playing on Legendary difficulty and Survival mode. So we're going to choose this. I was attacked and left for dead.
The light of hope shines even for you. Don't give up.
Thanks, Mara. I won't give up. So, when we sleep in this bed, we're going to be transported to one of those random locations, and then we'll start. You might see a cut here because it can spawn you on Solstheim, and we do not want to be on Solstheim for a number of reasons at the start of the game. So we'll see where we end up. One of our beautiful new loading screens. And here we are. All right, first try. Not in Solstheim. This is looking good. Okay, let's sort things out. All right, so looks like we are here in the marshes, or the swamps, hot springs, in Eastmarch. Particularly interesting place to start out. So let's take a look around. You can see that a lot of things will look different. So all new textures for basically everything in the game. New environmentals, new weather. Everything is so pretty different. So let's take a look here at the map. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to type one more command in. This will remove all current map markers, because some mods, when they add a new building, they'll add a map marker and automatically tell you where it is, but I just was attacked and left for dead. I don't know where anything is, so we're going to hide all of those. But now let's take a look at the map. I'm using Flat World Map Framework. I don't remember the order of that, which allows you to add paper maps. And this one is fantastic. I love the style of it, with these icons for all the major holds and smaller villages as well. I just love how it looks. And this map will be nearly completely filled in by the time this playthrough is over, because there's just so much out there. to explore. But for now, let's check out what we have. We have some apples, which is great because, again, survival mode. Helgen Reborn Guide from a mod. Obis Settings, another mod. This mod adds all sorts of different types of bandits that are going to be usually more difficult than your vanilla ones. Simpler Knock, another cool mod, which we'll get to later. Vampire's Blood Gem. Again, another modded item that you start out with here. But this is all we have. We have no weapons, no armor. Yeah, we were literally attacked and left for dead. So let's make a plan here. Where are we going to go? The nearest village, I believe, is Ivarstead, which is over yonder. Before we do that, I'm going to verify that some of our settings are correct. All right, there we go. That's why we check. So we are on legendary difficulty. Now, if you don't know, legendary difficulty makes the game significantly more difficult because not only does it doesn't actually change the amount of health that anybody has, but it makes it so that the player deals less damage and takes more damage. So with that twofold attack there, if you will, it makes it a lot harder for us to survive even the most basic enemies. We're going to turn on survival mode here. And now we're going to start taking damage from the cold. We're going to need to sleep nearly every night to maintain our magicka. And we're going to need to eat, which you're seeing some notifications about there, to maintain our stamina. There are a couple changes to survival mode that I am employing here. Let's see where they are. We have survival... I don't know actually where they are. Oh, there it is. Survival control panel. So this is one of the mods that we have. And the one thing I'm changing mainly from vanilla survival mode is this: sleep to level up. Excuse me, I'm just recovering from being sick, so I'll try to mute myself there when I have to clear my throat. Sleep to level up. We're going to have that disabled because we don't want to level up too quickly. There are a lot of things in this game that become locked out when you get beyond a certain level. So we're going to need to sleep nearly every night. We cannot afford to be leveling up every single night. We have to strategically level up to make sure we are experiencing everything that we can. All right, just one more thing I want to check here because it's not working at the moment. Toggle compass hotkey. I'm just going to do that right there. So now whenever I press a button on my keyboard, all of that goes away. You'll see also at the top we have the time of day, in-game time of day. An indicator for the season, because we're playing with seasons as well. If you haven't seen the trailer, I would recommend going and checking that out, because yeah, the seasons are... I have a little clip in the trailer that shows some of the different seasons and how they look. We have our warmth indicator, right, which is that circle that's now disappearing. It tells us we're getting warm. It tells us the date, too. Normally, you'd only be able to see that information for the wait menu, but that kind of stuff is going to be applicable because of some of the mods that we have. All right, so let's start going to Ivarstead. I think that's where we want to start. You see on the compass, there's a lot of different locations. I'm going to try to avoid some of them for now because this game had, and especially with all the mods, there are some minor quests that are like, hey, go investigate this place. But if you've already been to the place beforehand, you won't be able to get that quest, and that will be one of our requirements. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep walking this way for now. We have a camp over here. Let's see who's around. Looks like a little soak in the hot springs, huh? Hunter's camp, our very first location discovered. What do we got here? Hey.
Yeah.
Not much.
Need something?
I don't need anything. Let me guess. You've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. Nope. All right, we can steal their stuff, but they're kind of looking at me. There are also a couple mods in here that make sneaking a little more difficult. Essentially, they take into consideration lighting in the game more than in the vanilla game. So it's going to be harder for us to sneak in areas that are lit. You also see that over every single thing that we look at, there is some information. So we have... Ah, I didn't mean to! Oh, no. I just touched it. I didn't even steal it. Oh, boy. A bunch of naked hunters are after me. Okay, looks like they're staying over there. Well, that's not what I wanted to happen, but hey, you never know. Anyway, next to every item, there's going to be that little icon you'll see there. That will be key for this entire playthrough. That little icon is going to change based on whether we have already collected that item or not. In this case, collected means picked up and either in our current inventory or a follower's inventory, or stored in our house. So that will, oh boy. All right, we have our first combat here, and I'm probably gonna die to a skeever. That is fantastic. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, so anyway, with that little icon, that'll let us know if we already have something stored, which is gonna be key because there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 25,000 items that we are going to need to be collecting. And anytime that we, excuse me, I'm trying to monologue about my mods. Anytime that we hover over something, we'll know if we already have it. So you'll see me all the time looting everything, scrolling through that inventory, and checking out those icons. It don't mean too much to us now, though, because we don't have any property to actually store things in. Alright, we've made it to Darkwater Crossing, where I'm hoping that a guard will kill that skeever, but they didn't even come over here. Alright. Okay. I gotta recalibrate here for a minute. Okay. Darkwater Crossing. Looks like we've got a little mine. Golden Rock Corundum Mine. Some of the all the mines actually have been renamed to show what resource they have, which makes them a lot easier for going around and collecting things when you need them. Who are you? You're a stranger. This is from the People Are Strangers mod, which if you haven't talked to somebody, replaces their name with a question mark. I made an additional mod for this mod that replaces the question mark with the actual word stranger. So we won't know who they are until either we talk to them or until we hear them talk to somebody else that will populate their name. Who are you?
7 months or so. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky.
Excuse me?
Oh, just counting the months I have left to live. I used to count by the years, and I suspect there'll come a time when I count by the days. It's a talent I have, sort of like reading palms. But I do long for the days when I never bothered to count. I'm sorry. I probably
Yeah,
introduced
real
myself
joyous
to
for our very first NPC interaction.
My name is Iris the Elder, although it wasn't always meant to reflect my age.
Makes me wonder if she was born as Iris the Elder. But yeah, what an interesting first encounter here. An old lady sitting out in the rain, talking about how she's gonna die. Where's your name come from?
I was once one of 2 irises in the village where I grew up, long before I moved to Darkwater Crossing. One was about a dozen years younger than I, just a babe when I was a girl, so she was Iris the Younger, and I was Iris the Elder, and the name stuck with me ever since.
I think I'm going to hold off on continuing to talk to her for now, simply because I want to move on with the episode. And this is a modded NPC. I'm not sure which mod they're from exactly, but with a lot of these modded NPCs, their dialogue will go on for days. You can spend 15 minutes talking to the same person. But I will be back to talk to you, Iris the Elder, at some point. But in the meantime, you might want to get dry, because those days and seconds you were counting down are really gonna tick away while you're catching your death out here. Let's talk to the guard.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
You and me both. Alright, everybody seems to have gone inside, so we'll go inside with them. Hey there.
Annika used to help more with the mining, but nowadays she's a bit of a bounder.
Werner. I guess you run part of the mine around here. Man, all these textures look so good. And we have something called dynamic cube maps as well, which means that these reflections, if this was a bit more clear, the texture here, you could see that I'm actually standing in that reflection. Pretty amazing. Werner, where's that lady, Annika, you were talking about?
I do love my wife. Just wish she'd get her head out of the clouds.
Interesting. Looks like this is their little house. You know what? Maybe I'll do some mining here. Get a little miscellaneous quest done. Yeah, let me go check that out. It's only 3 o'clock in game. I'm getting hungry. So, as I mentioned earlier, the hunger mechanic for survival mode will reduce my total stamina. You'll be able to see that up on the stamina bar in the top left. We'll have to eat food to keep that from going, but there are new diseases, so we're going to get food poisoning if we eat some raw food. Not great look. Alright, there's Iris still dying over there. Who are you?
I tried to think of it as coaxing the ore from the rock.
Fair. What can you tell me about Darkwater Crossing? Sondus Drennan.
Those falls. Dangerous place. Darkethus thought he could find some good fish in pools. Haven't heard from him in a long while.
Oh no. Find Darkethus! Our first quest out in the world. I do want to find Annika, though, or rather, I just want to kind of mine some stuff. Who are you?
Hi, I've never seen you around here.
Refna.
Are you a miner too? I see the fire.
I think I like the lake here.
What? Oh, they're just talking to him. I thought this is a little arsonist we got here. Anyway, I do want to be a miner. I want to go mine some ore. Make a little money. That would be great. He came in here just to tell me that. All right. I appreciate the information. Pickaxe. That's what we wanted. What else we got? Do we have 2? Yes. So, you see, the little icon has changed.
Pick up there. Oh, I wish I saw that first. You're so
You already have one. Actually, I'm one to talk. I'm about to pick up 2. So that little icon has changed to have an orange hand. That means that exact copy of that exact item is now in my inventory or one of my followers' inventories. So we will be keeping an eye on that as we go. Now, we're going to do just a little bit of mining here. And if you don't know, the fastest way to mine in Skyrim is to actually not go over and hit activate on the mine corundum ore, but it's actually to attack the ore. And so we're doing this two-handed, and every time we swing and you hear the nice hitting metal sound, we'll get some ore. In addition, it looks like we've got some gemstones and a couple other items as well. What do we got here? Oh boy. We have I always say Chimovardium in my head, but this is not how you pronounce it. Excuse me. I can't say it. Chimmervimidium. There we go. And one of my favorite mods that I've used for years, Unread Books Glow. So, books were my first thing that I wanted to be a collector of in Skyrim when I first started the game. And this is huge because whenever you walk into a library or you see a huge bookshelf, any books you haven't read will glow. As we read this, you see on the top left, it says, I can feel my mind being enriched by this text. That is because I have a mod that improves your speech skill whenever you read books. Pretty interesting, and actually provides a purpose for collecting all the books, which is pretty nice. It's not really overpowered because you can only get speech experience for reading that book once, so I can't just drop Chimmerviridium. Did I say that right? Nope. Chimmervimidium. I can't just drop Chimmervimidium and pick it back up and keep reading it over and over to get infinite speech XP. I'm not going to read this whole book. I will read some smaller ones and some notes, but you'll see that the text is different. We have a mod that changes the fonts of some books, makes them look a little more I would say lore accurate, but that's not really applicable. More, I don't know, just more immersive, because otherwise it looks like the same person wrote every single book in Skyrim, which, oh wait, I didn't actually pick that up. I want to take that, thank you. Which obviously was not the case. I mean, I guess a few developers wrote all the books, but you get my point. Am I missing any ore patches? Nope. All right. Are you Annika?
I used to
Yes.
be an adventurer in my day. Then I settled down, got married.
Did you take an arrow to the knee? You were an adventurer? That's kind of rude. How about this? You were an adventurer? Like, that's so cool, rather than accusatory.
That's right. I used to explore all
who originally found the mine Darkwater Crossing was built around.
You mean this
I
mine?
was actually scouting a bit the other day, for time's sake. Spied a brigand heading back to his camp. Up for a little
Brigands.
hunting? My husband is being a sad stick, so I can't go myself.
I mean, we were gonna die to a skeever, so I don't know if going after brigands is something we want to do. But I'm gonna say I'll do it, because if I say I don't have time right now, I'm not gonna remember to come back and do that. So I'll say I'll do it.
This brings back memories. Come back when you're done. Maybe I'll be up to showing you a few tricks.
Please do. I could use
Bandits
some
and
tricks.
cowards. Don't strain yourself chasing them all down.
Lockwind Camp. Where is that? It's up there. Lockwind Camp. Well, we're not going to do that. At least not right now. Who are you?
Is there something I can help you with?
Tormir. What can you tell me about
Much to
Darkwater
do.
Crossing?
We fish and keep to ourselves. Try to keep from upsetting the Empire or the Stormcloaks. And so far the war's left us alone.
Outstanding.
All right,
Who can I sell ore to? I've talked to everybody.
There's a gorgeous tree that grows right up through a cave to the north of here.
I think I know which cave she's talking about. Now, my mining technique I mentioned earlier, you do have to be careful when there are other people around. So I'm going to make a little quick save here, because I don't want to... I don't want them to get mad at me. Appears to be working. Sorry for the shortcut there. Yeah, so on that note about quick saving, I don't want to be taking advantage of save scumming as much as I can avoid it. So with things like ooh, some meat. We will take that and sell it. Probably not for much. Woodcutter's axe. That's another thing that we want.
Just sitting there for the taking.
You bet it was, as well as our first piece of armor. Oh yeah. Now if that's not Skyrim, I don't know what is, with 2 pickaxes impaling us in the chest. So that's great. Anyway, oh, there's more over here. So yeah, quick saving. I don't want to be... Hey, get up there. Get up there. Saves, quick saving. I don't want to be save scumming. In other words, every time you try to pickpocket something, make a quick save, and then give it a shot, load your quick save. I will have to do that a little bit, because that's really the only... What are you mining? There's nothing there. Crazy. Anyway, that's really the only way you can train pickpocketing reliably without getting chased out of every town. And I'm not going to be using any exploits either to level up some of those skills. But, yeah, so we're going to have to live with some of our consequences, except for when we try to pickpocket back quest items, which we will need for our completion.
What's the trouble? That Argonian telling tales again?
Argonian? I haven't seen any Argonians. Alright, I want to sell this. This ore I've collected. How much do I have? 9. Oh, wow, a lot of gemstones. So yeah, some of these gemstones here, like this one, are added by some other mods, as well as this. In fact, I think they're from the same mod, which we will get into in a little while. I want to sell some of this, and it's getting to be nighttime. And I'm going to want to try to sleep. Man, that storm is loud. And I assume, yeah, all these are going to be owned. So I want to keep going to Ivarstead like I originally talked about. However, I'm going to pick their crops along the way. Maybe that Darkethis guy that we were, I'm supposed to go find. Maybe he's the one I can sell the ore to. Alright, I think I've picked their whole garden clean. Oh, you know what? It might be one of those things where I have to, they have to be on the job for me to sell ore to them. So this Werner guy might be the guy, but I found him when he was in his house.
Annika used to help more with
Sorry for the shortcut there.
Nowadays, she's a bit of a bounder.
Corunda Morticell, there it is. Okay, so I was thinking about that. Probably because we didn't have ore to sell at the beginning when we talked to him. 180 septums. As you can see under my face cam, an icon has popped up, which will be our completion requirements. Anytime I complete one of those goals, there's going to be that icon that pops up there, and it'll make a sound if the associated goal doesn't already have a sound. So now is a good time to run through our completion goals. All right, here are all of our completion categories. Just like Voices from the Dark has for his Savior of Skyrim series, I've taken his categories and modified them to fit my playstyle as well as all the mods that I have. So, in order here, we have Achievement Hunter, to achieve all the main achievements in Skyrim. We have Lore Seeker, complete all quests. Legend, achieve Legendary for every skill. Cosmic Might, collect all perks, added by the Ordinator mod. Daedric Might, to collect all Vampire and Werewolf transformation perks. Charted, to discover all locations. Camesaw Conquered, to clear all clearable locations, including most dungeons. Treasure Trove, to discover the treasure from every single treasure map. Hoarder, to collect all items in the base game and all of its DLCs, not including Creation Club content. True Hoarder, to collect all the items for Hoarder as well as all items added by all the mods in the mod list. To track these two achievements, I'll be using my item spreadsheet tracking mod that you can find on my Nexus mod page. Arcanist, learn all spells in the game. Enchanter, learn all enchanted effects. Pious, worship all deities to a maximum extent possible, added by the Winter Sun mod. Bilingual, learn all shouts. Carpenter, own and upgrade every house. Septims to spare, invest in every store. Friend of Skyrim, have all followers. Reveler, celebrate all of Skyrim's holidays, added by the Holidays mod. Champion of Charity, donate to all beggars. Equestrian Entourage, own all horses. Killing Spree, kill every NPC type. Sickly, contract every disease at least once. Captain, sail all of the sailable ships, added by the Sailable Ship mod. Stomach pain, taste every ingredient. Dinner is served, cook every recipe. Angler, catch all fish. Exterminator, kill every animal and creature type. Lastly, not the boss of me, to kill every boss or unique NPC. In addition to these goals, we have some restrictions as well. We will be maintaining legendary difficulty, survival mode, which implies no fast traveling. We will use carriages, however, I will be using Voices from the Dark's idea of not being able to take a carriage to a specific place until you've actually traveled there on foot. Those will be our main restrictions, and as I'll allude to, and you'll find out later on, they're very difficult with being on legendary difficulty. Another thing that I'll keep track of during this mod pack is bugs. Now, whenever I encounter a bug in the game, I'll take off my proverbial Let's Player hat and put on the modding hat. So anytime that I have the modding hat on, I'll be trying to describe in slightly technical detail the bug that we're seeing on screen. And if that bug warrants an immediate quick fix, I will pause the recording of the episode, and then I intend to record the bug fixing itself as a side episode to the main one. And I'll have a whole series, essentially, of bug fixes so that anyone who's making their own mod order will learn essential small skills here and there for fixing bugs, whether it's troubleshooting crashes, fixing texture and mesh issues. Things like that are pretty easy to see in the game and sometimes pretty quick to fix, so keep an eye out for those. We'll also be counting the total number of crashes throughout the series, as there will probably be a handful. Let's get back to the episode. Alright, now we're back in the gameplay, and I think... Oh wait, I can just take this and give it back to him. Yeah, so now that I've given him some ore, I have completed his quest, and he's now my friend, so I can take things in his house that I wasn't able to before. There's a gold limit on that, so as you can see, taking these... Taking these corundum ingots would be stealing. And I don't really have a use for corundum right now, and I can't sell it, so... I don't...
May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
Dude, I just gave you some ore. But hey, I'll take the credit. Yeah, I don't really have a use for corundum at the moment because I'm not going to be smithing for a while. Hey, dude. Let me try. Now, I know it's what I said about save scumming earlier. I want to... Oh, he's already looking at me. I want to see if I can take something. 50%. 51. Looking at the chance to steal down there. Do I really want to try to take 12 gold from him? Ah, bad idea. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have the stomach for it. You're right. That was fast. Anyway, crime has also been overhauled with the crime overhaul mod. So, man, this rain, a little noisy. Might have to turn that down. So yeah, crime has been overhauled. Different crimes have a different penalty now, essentially. It's nothing, outlandish. It's kind of a, kind of mostly in the background. You don't have to think about it too much. But one of the big changes, though, is I've installed a mod called Crime Decay. Ivarstead, that's where we want to go. So, let's say I murder somebody in one of the holds, and then if I spend time outside of that hole, oh god, oh no, I did not think this through. There's a highwayman, there's a wolf. Oh, why are you attacking me? Wait a minute, I have something that can help. Or I don't. I thought I would have Conjure Familiar. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of this as we bravely run away. Please stop attacking me. Oh, that's not. I mean, that is what I wanted, but not like that. Oh, he's gonna catch me. Yeah, that's correct. We are running away from a level 1 highwayman. Oh no. This is bad. Keep climbing, keep climbing. And he's really stanced up there when he gets going. Okay. Whew. Out of his territory. Man, I can't wait till we get a little bit stronger. We don't have to run away from everything. We don't even have a weapon. How much damage do pickaxes do? 15. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But either way, we are very ill-equipped to take on anybody. That guy could have killed us in one hit, essentially. Which is a good segue to the difficulties. So, playing on Legendary obviously adds a lot of difficulty. However, playing with a lot of mods kind of turns down that difficulty a little bit because it adds some sometimes overpowered options for the character. But there are other mods that I've added that kind of turn that back. So different things like, oh boy, I'm gonna try to go around. I don't think it's gonna work. Yep. So other mods kind of curtail the abilities that the player gets by making the enemies even harder. So one of them is Spid, which is how many wolves are on this road? I really got to get the Ivarstead. Oh no, they're gonna kill me. I need to make a quick save. It might have been a bad place for a quick save now that I think about it. Let me heal. No, I can't stop running to heal. We're gonna have to play this very carefully. Anyway, Spid, which is a mod that is, I believe, stands for Spell Perk Item Distributor. So all the crazy amount of new spells added by mods like Odin and Apocalypse, all the new perks added by Ordinator, all the new items added by a ton of different mods, those are all distributed out to every NPC in the game, effectively. So any random bandit that you encounter at a high enough level, they're going to have the crazy same Snap-like Cave. This might be a good place to wait out the night. But actually, you know what? I think I'm almost... kind of almost to Ivarstead. Although this isn't exactly the route I wanted to take. I wanted to go this way, but this map doesn't do a good job of showing the road there. But, yeah, so as we get a high enough level, all the other enemies are going to get those same high level items that we would have available to us. And spells especially are going to be pretty chaotic. Let's heal up. Stop hearing my heartbeat in my own ears. What are you doing? I don't think I'm going to talk to you for now. I really have to get to safety here. So, when night falls... What is that? Skeever. When night falls, things aren't drastically different. But the enemies that you would otherwise encounter at night are obviously, harder. So, things like... That's where I want to be. Right over there. Yeah, things like vampires that'll sometimes spawn around at night, those are way harder, and I'm definitely not equipped to deal with those at level 1, and I won't be for quite some time, but we're going to try to do most of our traveling during the day, and then we should have... Yeah, we should be getting tired as well. Which we do not want to do. We want to preserve our magicka to... right now, pretty much we're using it for healing, but like I said, when we picked a Breton, we'll be using magicka for a lot of spells as well, of course. Alright, we're almost in town. Now, what am I going to do in town? I'm going to talk to some people, and then I think I'm just going to go to bed. And then maybe I'll hit up the rest of the locals in the morning. So I want to be well rested. I'm going to eat some food. And we'll explore what Ivarstead has to offer. Our big picture goal, though, for now, is to travel in the general direction of Falkreath. So... there are, like I said earlier, there are some quests and things that become no longer available when you reach a certain level, and one of those is a quest for the Jarl in Falkreath, which we have to be below level 9 to get, so we want to make sure that we are eligible for that quest. So we're going to go and do that almost right away. Shroud Hearth Barrow. We will be back to check that out. Town of Ivarstead. This is where we wanted to be. Alright, what is going on in Ivarstead? Got some guards. That would have been nice for all those wolves. No one's really out and about. Probably just 8 o'clock. Who are you?
Good evening.
Sir...
Yes?
Suriar. What do you have on you, Suriar? A lockpick. I actually don't have a single lockpick, so... that would be nice, but I don't want to have to be running out of town to get it.
Welcome to the Vilemyr Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Alright, our first inn. Wilhelm.
If I
Or
were you,
Wilhelm, if you prefer.
keep away from the barrow on the east side of town. It's haunted.
Haunted? Didn't seem that haunted when I walked by. Alright. This guy's gonna have a lot to us to talk about. That's how those words go. Let's see. What have you got for sale?
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to sell what I collected here. Oh, except the mead. I don't need it. Chicken eggs. I don't really need those either. It's not worth much, but I don't need them. I'll keep all my food, though. Wheat. I'm not planning on making any potions at the moment, so we'll sell that. I think I'm good. I'm gonna want a room. I'll buy that later. Let's just ask him what's going on. Heard any rumors lately? You speak up? Apparently something's going on in a place called Helgen. What else have you heard?
I heard tell of a lad in Windhelm.
Now I remembered how to talk.
Ventus Aretino. They say he's been doing the Black Sacrament, trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Damn fool.
So, Aventus Aretino and the Dark Brotherhood. We will not be doing that for a very long time because those quests involve killing people, and that's obviously something we're going to have to do a lot of in the game anyway, but it involves killing people that have quests, so we need to complete their quests before we kill them. Heard any rumors lately?
That shrine of Asura. They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see.
All right. Do I want to work? I don't want bounty work necessarily because I'm not really equipped. Tell me more about the barrow.
There ain't much more to tell. They're haunted, and you should stay away. Look, I've seen one of the spirits with my very own eyes. When it glared at me, I swear it burned right through my soul.
Do the spirits haunt your town as well?
Fortunately, they seem to be sticking to the barrow. I think they're guarding it. Certainly isn't helping my business any. Who'd want to rent a room anywhere near a haunted barrow?
I could investigate for you.
If you think there's anything you can do, be my guest.
I'm probably not going to do that right now. But I will do it at some point. Alright, for now, let's just rent a room.
Sure
Go to
thing.
bed.
It's
Pretty
yours for
tired.
a day.
You'll notice that he didn't go to show me my room, which if you ever played on survival mode, my eyes are up here. If you ever played on survival mode and you use inns all the time, they're like, I'll show you through your room right this way, and they like walk you slow as hell over where you're going. But I have a mod that makes them not do that, which is fantastic. So here's our room. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna take some of that. We're gonna go to bed. Let's sleep, what about 7 a.m.? That sounds good. The fine people of Ivarstead should be awake by 7 a.m. Now I'm hungry. You're going to hear that sound a lot, especially after we wake up. So, we're going to eat some bread. And you'll see notifications come up that tell us how hungry we are still. I feel really satisfied after that. That's what we're going for. Those notifications, by the way, have been changed out by a mod to be first person, a little more immersive. We got some books over here. As you can see, books are also worth a lot more as well, which kind of... Excuse me, I'm trying to steal... I'm trying to read these books. What are you doing? Why are you all up in my... Really, you're going to sit right there? Anyway, books are more expensive than normal, which kind of reflects... You know, I mean, back in the Middle Ages, like, the printing press, forget about it when, you know, people are still stabbing each other with swords and such. So, yeah, it's nice to see that books are a little bit more expensive. Who are you? Interrupted my reading.
This place in Skyrim to run a mill. How am I supposed to do anything with all those bears running around?
I don't know. You have a bear problem?
Are you kidding? Those damn things will drive me right out of business. Tell you what. Bring me 10 of their pelts from anywhere in Skyrim. I'll gladly
What are you
pay
doing?
for thinning out the herd.
Excuse me? Is he... He's lying in the bed that I'm standing on. How could bears run you out of business?
Have you ever seen what a bear does to the trees? They jump on their hind legs and scratch them to bits, marking their territory or something. It's getting to the point where I have to scour Skyrim for untouched trees at the right size. Cost me too much time and money.
Interesting. So, we'll be on the lookout for those bear pelts.
Now go give those stupid bears
Who
what's
are
coming
you?
to them.
Why? Did you see this? Hey, stranger.
Ah, a fellow
Bears are
traveler.
driving me crazy.
Have you come to Ivarstead to climb the 10,000 steps?
A Gravi Grey Wave. Just call him an oaf. I think it's... I mean, he did like lay down almost on top of me pretty much. And it's not the 10,000 steps, right? Yeah. You know what? I was attacked and left for dead, okay? I happened upon this place by chance.
Then we've got something in common. Believe it or not, I left Riften when I was but a pup, and I got a little lost along the way. I still have a lot to learn about the world, including how to stick to the roads.
You got lost and then like 30 years later you only ended up in Ivarstead? Really poor navigator, this guy. How long have you been away from home?
10 long years, Pilgrim.
Oh, sorry, only 10
Left the
years.
city to deliver a letter, of all things, and I got a little lost along the way. Somehow, I don't think Paul Agnes is going to make it to the wedding.
Hey, Temba. Quit giving me the side eye. I'm trying to talk to my boy Hagravi Greywave. What have you learned in your travels?
Well, I've mostly learned it's dangerous. There are more than beasts out there in the wilderness. Ever
And she's
seen a
gone.
Hagraven? Witches with faces like wrinkled potato skin.
That sounds great. You know what? I appreciate the concern, but I can handle the perils of the road, like a level 1 highwayman or a skeever.
You must be strong. It's an admirable trait, traveler. Because strength isn't something that's easy to earn. It took a long time before I had enough courage to face a Hagraven, even if they were practically family.
Family? What do you mean by Hagravens being family?
When I was a boy, the other children used to tease me because of my name. Said my mother was a Hagraven queen. Prince Hagraven, they used to call me. Little bastards can be cruel. But if they ever saw a real Hagraven, they wouldn't be so quick to jest.
Probably right there. Well, I think I'm going to leave Hagravi Greywave here for now and go see what else is going on. Yeah, let's go outside. Oh man, it's still raining, huh? Anyway, yeah, so we are here. Throat of the Worlds up there. We're not going to be going there for quite a while. In order to start the main quest, you have to do Bleak Falls Barrow, which we don't want to do till at a certain level, because there's an item in there, etc., etc. So, we'll be getting to that eventually, for sure. But in the meantime, looks like we're coming up on the end of the episode. Let's find a nice place to end it off. I think right here, on this bridge, overlooking the lovely lake. Oh, testing my knowledge. Lake Gyre? Yeah, Gyreman's Hall, right? Yeah, Lake Gyre. Awesome. So, we will end it here. All right, everyone, we've made it to the end of episode 1. Thank you so much for checking this out. I really appreciate all the attention that the trailer got. It seems like a lot of you were excited to see the main series as well. I've been looking... Excuse me, I'm doing my outro here. I've been looking forward to getting this going for a very long time. Like I said, a year in the making. I had to make so many mods and patches along the way. My Nexus mods profile is linked in the description, so be sure to check out my mods and patches there. I'm planning on releasing 1 episode a week, at least, of this for now. So episodes will come out every Sunday morning, at least in the US. And if I have more time, there might be 2 episodes a week, so make sure you stay tuned. Also, make sure that you subscribe and get notified for that mod list video to come out later this week. I'm sure a lot of you also want to see all the mods and everything, and all the information that that'll have as well. So, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.